What's up, everyone? This is Vishak here, and welcome, welcome to the welcome video. All right, so we are going to go a little deep, and I'm going to teach you some of the things which are extremely potent. And when you understand this on a level that I'm, you know, trying to convey the message, like if you are going to be with me on this until the end and just follow what I'm teaching you, trust me, you will see the result. Trust me, you will see it. You will start feeling it, and you will start seeing it in your life. And in that, I can guarantee. All right, provided the key word over here is do. So I'm going to teach you how to attack this particular problem, procrastination problem, from every single levels that is known to the human consciousness. All right, I'm talking from the perspective of emotion, motivation, psychology, environment. The list goes on, but you get the point, right? So I'm going to get deep down into it, and I really wanted to make you understand the cause, the effect, the consequence, the action and the consequence and whatnot. So with that said, let's just get inside. We are going to talk about the two personalities, everyday battle and strengthening the other side. Okay, so personalities, I'm going to talk from the psychological standpoint, and the everyday battle will be, yes, psychology and emotion, I mean both tied together. Strengthening the other side is with your activities and with your emotions. So that's what makes this whole course a potent one. All right, so before we get into the personalities, I just want you to understand what exactly is procrastination. I mean, it, you must have done it. I mean, we all have done it. Procrastination is nothing but delaying the task, delaying a task, delaying a decision. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, I'll do it Monday, I'll do it next year, I'll do it on next month, I'll do it later, right? It just comes down to that one thing, that I'll do it later. So over the course of time, you have developed this character, developed this mental vocabulary, developed this personality, and that has become so strong that it's become a part of you. So basically, you need to look at procrastination itself as a habit. And see, the thing is, procrastination is okay. Everybody procrastinates. Everybody in the world procrastinates. Every human's procrastinate. Okay, we all do it. But the thing is, what you're going to procrastinate on matters. Because see, the thing is, I mean, I procrastinate to reply to my messages. I'll do it later, right? I don't feel the need to do it like immediately. I procrastinate on, I don't know, going for a movie or something. That doesn't excite me. I procrastinate on shopping. I procrastinate on like, I don't know, like stuff, right? But I never procrastinate when it comes to sleeping. I never procrastinate when it comes to my work. I never procrastinate on when it comes to the most important things that moves the needle of my life. Because see, the thing is, I put three things on my highest priority. Those are my value, those are my principles, which I don't really take a hit on, right? Number one is health. Number two is work, that's money. And number three is relationship, that is love, affection, family, all of that. For sure, I never procrastinate on this. Okay, regardless of whatever, like how hard the task is, I make sure I get it done. All right, if it is a leg day for me that I have to hit the gym, and it is a leg day that I'm going to work on my legs, which is brutally painful, I don't take off. I don't say tomorrow. I don't say that I'll do it later, like I'll do it next week. No, whatever it is, if I have to do it, I have to do it, and I will do it. That's it. So the system that I have created for myself, my everyday life, or the activity is oriented to enhance these three areas of my life, that is health, money, and relationship. Okay, so you cannot afford to take a hit on these things, and you need to really optimize your life, your environment, your activities, your mindset, your character, your behavior, your everything towards these things. And if you're pretty sorted with these things, then you're pretty sorted in itself. Okay, So how do you like really mature and strengthen your personality, your thinking, your actions towards enhancing these things, right? When I say health, it is not just your health, right? It's also working on your body, taking off the belly, not looking too thin, but looking a little muscle, beefed up, all of that. When I say money, it's not just about the money factor. I'm talking about your career, I'm talking about your business, I'm talking about your fulfillment. Are you really doing what you are doing, what you like doing, building your skills on multiple areas and stuff. So all of this comprises of the whole career or the money part, right? And just the way it is for the relationship, again, it's not just about having a great social relationship, but you don't have a the personal relationship or the family relationship is not very you get the point, right? So it's everything. It's everything. Like, first of all, relationship starts with you. Like, what is the kind of a relationship that you have with yourself, and then it moves on to the next. So unfortunately, I don't have the expertise to train you or teach you or coach you on the relationship. But what we are going to do over here is take the absolute power and control on your actions that will give you a better return on investment of your time, investment of your money, investment of your effort, energy, whatever you want to call it, on two areas. Okay, health and career, money. Okay, so if you're going to procrastinate on money getting activities, if you're going to procrastinate on skill building activities, your bank balance will suffer. Point simple, point blank. If you're procrastinating on your workouts, or if you're going to procrastinate on the diet, your health will suffer. So you cannot afford to procrastinate on this. So I don't know what is your condition right now, where your life is or where you are right now. So wherever it is, just going through this will absolutely help you to get to a whole new level. You are going to completely redesign your life in a way that you have never even remotely thought of, not even in your wildest dreams. And that's what I'm going to teach you in this. Okay, so this is something that you really need to understand, and it's not just about sitting and learning. What I want you to do is, before even we could get into the next video, not even the next video, even in this video, before even we could get into the next slide or the section, what I want you to do is, I want you to take a notebook and a pen, and then start writing. Okay, so this is your first action that I'm telling you. If you are not going to do this, if you're going to just be lazy and just sit and watch, trust me on this one, you will be here and you will not move. And I don't want you to be in that position. That's why I have put in so much of work just to get to this what you are learning right now. Okay, so in the last 4 years, I'm able to run 2 businesses just from being broke and lazy. Today I'm running 2 businesses simply because of this. So just to make you understand, I've been through hell to really learn this and understand this. Not to learn this, but implementing this. I didn't know any of it, and I so wish that someone would have taught me these things, so that I'm more aware. I was more aware. So please pause the video, go grab your pen and notebook, and then start writing. Don't write everything. Write all of your actionables. So in this, there are a lot of actionables. This is not just a theory course. You're not going to sit there and just listen to me. There is a lot of actionables. So what is important to you? You really, really got to make a lot of notes, and the actions are followed by the notes. So whatever the note that you are taking, on that particular note, you've got to put in the action. You've got to make the change. You've got to make that thing. Initially, there's going to be a little bit of friction. There's going to be a little bit of uncomfortable situation in your mind or in your physical side, but that's okay. That's okay. That's how it begins. It is usually difficult in the start, but eventually when you keep going, you're going to feel so much better. All right. So with that said, let's get started. The 2 personalities. So we all have two personalities, not two personalities, but we have a lot of personalities. All right. In us, we have a lot of personalities. But the thing is, one that is dominant and one is doing the bare minimum. Let me just put it that way. Okay. So, in case if you're not clear with anything, just go and watch this video once again. Just rewind it, forward it, whatever. Just don't move on until you're not clear. Okay. I'll make it like I'll really break it down as simple as I can. So, what are your two personalities? So one is rational and another one is irrational. So when it comes to procrastination, people are, this one thing that I've just, fascinated me was like, nobody has a time management problem. Nobody has a problem with their time. Like, everybody thinks that they have a problem with my time. Like, I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do this. But you know what? When it comes to procrastination, or when it comes to not achieving the things that you don't have, is simply because of your emotional management problem. It's never a time management problem. It is an emotional management problem. And it just comes down to the, psychology. Like, procrastination is a psychological issue. So having said that, everybody has a psychological issue because everybody procrastinates. Now the thing is, like, what are you procrastinating? Like, are you procrastinating on the things that is giving you a negative impact in your life, in which even other people are suffering or struggling because of that? Now that is a serious issue, right? Like, just think about that. You are procrastinating on working on your health, and you're not working on it, right? So you're just getting lazy. So that is procrastination. And eventually, if you are falling sick often, or if you're getting heavy, like obese, or if you're weak physically or mentally, if you're weak, and if that is impacting your life, now that is a problem. If it is impacting others' lives who are dependent on you, that's a serious problem, and that's caused because of the procrastination. So if you think that, okay, I need to get a new job, all right, because there is something that needs to happen in my family, but then with my current salary, I'm not able to do it, right? So if you think that you need to get a new job, then procrastinating on applying for a new job or deciding to get a promotion or whatever, if you're procrastinating on that, it is not just you who is suffering or struggling in the same job with the same salary, but also people who are dependent on you. Now this is a psychological issue, all right? So like, if you're getting workaholic, yes, that is a psychological issue. But if it is giving you a good impact in your life without compromising your health, then that's okay. It is acceptable behavior, right? So you need to really understand what is your rational side and irrational side. So everybody, we all have this vice. Vice is the devil. Vice is the irrational part, right? The monkey brain, right? So rational and irrational. So rational is a brain that is your consciousness, your conscious mind, when you're going to do something that is not supposed to be done. You have a voice inside of you says, you should not do this. You can call it instinct, you can call it I don't know, like, you can call it whatever you want, but that's a rational mind, right? Intuition, feeling, like, I don't have a good feeling about this, or I have a good feeling about this, like, whatever, right? So the rational mind tells you what is the right thing, and you already know what you've got to do. You already know what is the right thing. You already know what is necessary in order to achieve it, okay? But the problem begins when the irrational mind takes over, right? Because see, the thing is, the rational mind, rational mind is the one that holds your actions to the highest virtue. So every morning when you wake up, you already know what you want to do. You already know what you want. If you know what you want, then doing is not a big thing. So you know what you want, but you're not doing it to get that. That is where the negative emotion is coming in, right? that means you've just easily given up to the irrational mind. So when you wake up in the morning, your rational mind says that, okay, you know what, do the right thing, do the right act, take the right action, stick by your principle, all of that. Okay. But but here's the thing, right? In our childhood, from our childhood, we've always, not always, but most times we give in to our temptations. And that sometimes I would not necessarily, blame the environment or people, but yes, of course, they have a lot of influence, a big influence. Okay, be it the movies, you love watching movies, and you grew up watching movies, and now I don't want to do that because, like, now I can't afford to give up on movies. Right now, you need to search for a new job, but instead, if you're watching a movie, now that is a very serious problem, right? So if you try to connect the dots, then you will understand, even if you want to give a percentage, then you will understand what is the, like, how much of the irrational mind is taken over. So now you have a pretty good idea on what the rational mind is. That is a thinking mind. Okay, don't worry, I will be getting into the brain part as well. Okay, and then comes the irrational mind, right? The irrational mind is like, run into your temptations, just go have sex because it is a primary importance for you to procreate, right? Go eat the food, like, without the food, what else, right? So it is the one that is running the show. It is the most people, I mean, the monkey is actually running their life. Their monkey in their head is the one that is running their life. Imagine that. Like, they can't think at all. So it is a monkey personality, that monkey in your mind, that is the other personality that is, like, asking you to, these are basic. So monkey as in, like, this particular mind, the irrational mind, the irrational personality will always ask you to chill, don't do the right thing, because doing the right thing is always hard. Okay, oh, it's too difficult, it's too hard, it'll hit you with the fear, it'll hit you with the self-empathy, self-pity. I think you're hungry, you might want to check your email. I think you should just go watch porn for once, like one last time. Just call your friend, just go for one last drink, and after that I'll start, right? Let's watch some TV. I think I'm very tired, I think I didn't have a proper sleep, so today I think I'll just take a chill pill. Let's watch some series, let's eat something first. I'll spend some time on the phone, I'll put some series to download, let it download. Today I'll watch it because I'm not able to do the things that I'm supposed to do because, well, I am tired because I didn't have a sleep last night. Look, this is the devil. And I'm giving you so much of things because I have done it myself. Like, I have done all of this. So this is procrastination. This is your devil. The thing is, it is the everyday constant battle between this. So if you think you have a pretty bad feeling, right? I mean, you've got something to do, you're not doing it, and instead you are doing something else, right? You've got to look for a job, you've got to work on your promotion, but instead you are on your YouTube watching dance music, right, for 2 hours. That gives you a bad feeling. So when you get that bad feeling, that is nothing but the anxiety. That is like your body or your soul, if I may put it that way, is trying to tell you you need to do something else, but instead you are doing something else. So when your want or the goal, what your body is yearning for, what your life is yearning for, if it is not aligned with your actions, then there's a high chance that you will get the anxiety, because you're thinking of a future prospect, and your current physical actions, that is your nervous system, that is not in alignment with the thing that you want. So the want is in your mind, the desire is in your mind, right? The desire, the goal, your promotion, a good body, great health, whatever your goal is, that is in the mind. Now that is in the mind, and your body, which is controlled by the nervous system, it's doing entirely different actions. So these things are not aligned. It is not in straight line. This is where the bad feeling comes in. You got it? So don't let that this little fucker run your life. Okay? Don't let that happen. So procrastination basically means the monkey is in charge of your life. And eventually it just comes down to the brain. So here is the thing. Okay? Now take a good look at this, all right? You have rational and you have irrational. Right? These two are the types. You can call it action, rational action, irrational action, decision, rational decision, irrational decision, thinking, rational thinking, irrational thinking, whatever it is. But eventually it just comes down to the personality. If I have to talk about the physical side, right, this is really, you need to really, really understand this. Now here is where it gets interesting. So the monkey brain, right, this doesn't know how to think, or this doesn't think at all. All it knows is, I need food, I want safety, and I want sex. Why? Because these three are necessary for human survival. Your survival and the human's race survival. If you eat, you're going to live. And if you have sex, you can reproduce. That means, the human race will go on. And this is like hardwired in our brain. And this is where the reptilian brain is. Like this part, this is called as the brain stem. Okay, this is the brain stem. So people who are smart, people who are insanely successful, for them is the neocortex. So if you watch the movie Matrix is such a brilliant movie, and not a lot of people get that movie, because when you watch that movie from the face value, it's just somewhere something is happening in the future and that's it. But if you literally and metaphorically apply that in the human race, not in the human race but in the evolution, even 10,000 years ago or now or 10,000 years from now, like it's the same thing. Because humans are like, they can't think, they don't think, and there's just like just being used by other people, and that's it. So people who really can't think, they get used by other people. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but the thing is, like, when you are not thinking, that means, like, okay, so everything around you, right, the media, the news, the system, everything is designed for you to stay like mediocre, stay stuck and stay locked, so that somebody else is having a better control. And I don't want to say who that somebody is. If you know, okay? But the thing is, the reason why I brought that Matrix movie into the picture is because, see, the neocortex is like the guy, Keanu Reeves, his name in that movie is Neo, right? So it's Neo is like, okay, there is a one person in that entire world, someone who can think, and that's why Morpheus chose Neo. Like, you can think, so you've got the power to, you see what I'm saying, like thinking. So the people who don't have this part activated, the brain this is called as a brain plasticity, right? If this is not activated, but it's not strengthened. Look, this one is already strengthened the moment you're born. The moment you get out of your mother's womb, you're like, I'm crying, I need food, I need sleep, and that's it. I don't give a shit about anything else, right? That's the basic. This is important. This is extremely important for your survival. But the thing is, if you see it, like, you don't really need to go look for anything, because things are available. Things are so much available. Okay, so the brain stem doesn't even need to be strengthened. But unfortunately, what happens is, with everything, with the junk food that's available, with the advertisement that's going on, like, even if you just go to a restaurant, even if you just go to a places anywhere, you get food and you get safety. You buy one this and you get one that one free. Like, you can just eat, right? So this is like constantly being strengthened, which you don't need it, because it's already strong enough for your survival. If you get hungry, you will eat. Okay? But the world is trying to overfeed, right? So people do this all the time. Like, the moment they wake up, they think about food or the sex. Of course, I'm not saying that this is bad, but more and more you keep doing this, the reptilian brain is just getting more and more stronger. So the thing is, I mean, here is where the law of physics applies, right? I mean, you have 24 hours, like you have from here to here, 24 hours. Let's keep this high performance units. From here to here, 24 hours, right? So in this 24 hours, if you spend some time strengthening this particular activity, particular part, then you don't have so much of time. So the remaining time, if you're not spending to strengthen this neocortex, then what happens is that remaining time, either this is getting strengthened or it's just getting entertainment is just consider entertainment as safety. So you're just chilling, you're just having fun or whatever. So that's it, it's just gone. So the law of physics plays a very important role here. Let's just break it down. Like I said, amygdala, right? This is the brain stem, responsible to trigger for food, for sex, for safety. If you don't have food, this will trigger the stress response. Your entire nervous system gets activated and it will look where my food is. If you're hungry for sex, then again your brain will it will be filled with neurochemicals, called as libido, called as serotonin, and after that again your nervous system will get activated. It will look for sex, right? The safety. If you're not happy with your job, or if you are having a job threat, then again it creates a stress response. Your nervous system gets activated, and then you will start looking for a job. So all of these activities are stemming from here, which is called as the brain stem itself, right? The reptilian brain. The second is the limbic. Limbic is nothing but the emotional. All you need to understand is emotional. That means, the love forms here, anger forms here, any of the emotions that you want to take it forms from here. So again, this is responsible for you to take the action. Okay. So what happens is these two, amygdala and the limbic, these two acts as a filtering mechanism, because this requires more energy. This is the thinking brain, right? This is the analytical brain. So when this thinks, right, when this is stronger, when the neocortex is stronger, right, this will definitely overpower these both, limbic and amygdala. But for most people, amygdala is very strong. I mean, not for most people, I'm sorry. For everyone, amygdala is really strong. Limbic is strong as well. So all limbic system knows is, how do I avoid pain? How do I seek pleasure? And that's it. This is the basic human psychology. So think about this. If you are spending the high pleasure activities, like if you're spending your time, energy, effort, all of that on high pleasure activity, then your limbic system is really getting overloaded because it's emotional brain, right? So how do I avoid pain and how do I seek pleasure? If I eat, seeking pleasure. If I spend an hour on YouTube channel, right, it's seeking pleasure. If I have sex, seeking pleasure. If I do drugs, seeking pleasure, right? Look, I'm not saying every pleasure is bad. Like food is a good pleasure, sex is a good pleasure. I mean, these things are good for our well-being, our human race. I mean, to go forward, to recreation, to procreation, all of that pleasure is good. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the function of the limbic system is to constantly avoid the pain and seek pleasure. So that means if you're constantly procrastinating, like that means how does this even apply when it comes to the procrastination? So if you have to do any good thing or the right thing, let me put it as right thing, because good is subjective and relative. So if you have to do any good thing, if you have to do the right thing, that means that requires effort, and effort is energy expenditure. That means it is painful. Again, pain is subjective. For a person, like if you want to go produce music, on the first day it will be painful because you're learning. But for a person who's done it so many times, he's passionate about it, it's a pleasure. You're getting it? So I would not be able to give you a 2 plus 2 equals to 4 formula, because this is not the hat that fits all size. This is not, because we are dealing with psychology, and psychology is about humans, and humans are extremely complex. Okay, so just remember, avoid pain and seek pleasure. What is pain? Subjective. For me, workout is a pain. For a fat girl, workout is, for me, workout is a pleasure. Yeah, I don't know if I said that. For a fat girl who's never worked out in her entire life, it's her pain. It's a pain for her. You got it. So these things are very subjective, but all you need to understand is the function of a limbic system is to avoid pain and seek pleasure. That's it. It's just emotional. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So it just comes down to this one particular thing called as pleasure conscious. So this is where 97% of the population fall. And this is not an exact number, but just think of this. The most amount of people, most people fall into the pleasure unconscious. That means they don't know they're doing it, but they're just doing it. They are unconsciously seeking pleasure at all times. Okay. And next comes Mr. Neo. So this is the CEO, the prefrontal cortex. This is called as this is the prefrontal cortex, and all of it together, the outer brain, this is the thinking. So the rational one. So when you strengthen this, right? Look, these two are already taken care of. Amygdala and the limbic is already taken care of. It's there in your survival instinct. It's there as a survival mechanism, and you will survive. And there's nobody running behind you with a sword or with a gun or with a bomb, and none of it is happening. Okay? But this one, neocortex, is something that you will have to strengthen by education, by activities, by doing the right thing, by doing you got it? So this one is something that you really need to strengthen. And how are we going to do it? That's what we're going to be learning. Okay? So the thinking brain is the instinct that tells you, do this and don't do that. Don't do this, but do that. Thinking brain. Okay? It's not telling you, but it is like something that you're feeling. It is your instinct. This is your instinct, your intuition, saying that this is the right thing. You already know what is the right thing, but you're still not doing the right thing. That is what it is. So the everyday battle that most people face when they are trying to accomplish anything, when they are trying to start a new habit, when they are trying to break a bad habit, when they are trying to, decide anything, when they are trying to make a decision, when they are trying to do any of this, right? The battle is between the rational and the irrational. This is the battle. Okay? It is between the rational and the irrational. So you have your rational brain telling you to do something, but you have your irrational brain telling you to do something. So the personality of a person will be determined by what he gives into. So today, right now, as I'm recording this one, for 4.5 years, from whatever I have learned and whatever I have implemented, minus the mistakes and the failures, taking all the successful points and putting this one over here. And it just comes down to this point, like right now, as I'm sitting here and talking to you, right? This morning when I woke up, I was like, all right, I had this to do and I'm just doing it. But if this was exactly 2 years ago, right, it wouldn't have come to this point, because my limbic and amygdala was like so fired up. It was running on all cylinders. But when it comes to the thinking brain, my thoughts and my decision were mostly into the monkey brain. I don't want to do anything. I want to watch series. Let me just finish one season today. I'm determined to finish one season today. So what is it? It's an emotional decision. I just wanted to, I just want to chill. I want to eat. So of course my mom loves me. So she cooks and I eat and I watch. So I sit and I watch the series and I eat the food. And the thing is, like, at the end of the day, I feel so shitty and whatnot. So the everyday battle is, I already know that I should be doing something else. I know that I should be nurturing my community. I should be doing, creating things that helps people. When I do it, I'm happy. But my irrational mind is like so powerful that it is just even the slightest thought of oh my God, I want to do something, even the slightest thought, it'll just, stomp on it. And that's it, it's just gone, right? So the everyday battle between the impulse and the willpower, emotion and the reason, emotion and the thinking, right? The automatic versus the control. So if you see all the other side, it's all control, willpower, thinking, and these requires effort. And why does this requires effort? Again, this is extremely relative. Okay, a person who doesn't smoke never requires a willpower to stop smoking because he doesn't. A person who doesn't, who's not really alcoholic, not really, I mean, he's not very alcoholic, but he doesn't have any problem with the alcohol. I mean, I don't have any problem with the alcohol. I never get drunk. I never get blacked out. I don't act shitty, right? I don't act like a dick when I drink. So I don't need to use my willpower to stop it. If I will stop it, I'll stop it. That's it. For the last 4-5 years, I've never had a drink, apart from 1 or 2 drinks, and that's it. So I don't need to use the willpower. But at the same time, for a person who is very impulsive in drinking, like the moment the thought crosses the mind, like, let's do a drink, just go buy a drink and then start drinking, then the willpower needs to be like on a very high level. So there is a constant fight between this. Okay, emotion, reason. So the decision that you take is like, if it is emotional, then you need to reason out to get out of this. Again, there is a battle, right? There is a battle. Automatic behavior and the control behavior. You need a lot of control for you to not drink if you have an automated behavior of drinking every single day. You got it? So the idea is to strengthen the other personality. That's what we're getting into. So being irrational is okay. Being irrational is good. It is acceptable to a certain extent, but not to the point of the activities or the decisions that is bringing in negative impact to your life and to your loved ones. So you don't need that, okay? So in essence, it is just a short-term pleasure versus long-term happiness. So I still, wanted to bring the law of physics, the Isaac Newton's law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So the equal and the opposite reaction is either on the short term or on the long term. If it is long term, it is probably and possibly the happiness. If it is a short term, it is detrimental. It is going to bring in the negative impact. But again, if it's like, again, this is subjective. So if you have 1 coffee or 1 cake per week, it's a short-term pleasure, and that's okay, right? It is a short-term pleasure, but that's not very detrimental, right? And again, if you have a cake, that's definitely not going to be in long-term happiness. But if you have a cake every day, you are getting the pleasure, but you know how that is going to turn out, right? So this is pretty much so in essence, you need to understand whatever we are battling with, right? This just comes down to the everyday decision, everyday thought, followed by decision, followed by action. So never forget, every action has equal and opposite reaction. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, but in essence, this comes down to one thing and one thing only: awareness. Like, are you aware of your thoughts? Are you aware of your emotions? Are you aware? Are you feeling it? Are you, do you know what you're doing? Right? Some people think that they know, but they don't. And they will only know it after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. Right? So it's okay for you to not look for a job right now. It is okay for you to not study the skills. It is okay for you to drink every weekend. It is okay for you to order, from Swiggy every day or the online app every day. It is okay for you to do it. And you think that you know what you're doing, but then, like, are you even aware of what you're doing? If you think that you are aware of it, like, the moment awareness comes in, and once you start really strengthening that awareness over and over and over again, like repetitive focus on that awareness for a stipulated period of time, will most definitely help you with making better decisions. Okay? Let me repeat that again. The more aware and focused you are towards your decisions will help you make better decisions in a period of time. So that's the everyday battle. Okay. So thanks for watching. And in the coming videos, we will be breaking down deeper into it. But I hope that you are aware of what brain is running the show, right? What is controlling you, and what are the actions that is being controlled by the rational brain, and what are the actions that is controlled by the monkey brain, right? So after this, now we are going to break down into how to strengthen, how to develop the habits, how to keep it consistent, how to build a there's quite a lot of stuff. And when you're going to learn this, when you're going to go through this entire course, I'm going to equip you with so much of I don't want to give you some tools. Okay, use this app. Of course, I'm going to give you tools, but not like apps. Use this app and use that app and just go to work. And no, it's not that. In the coming videos, what we're going to do is like you're really going to change your life, and in that I guarantee. Okay, you are going to become a high performance human, and you're going to create a moat. You're going to create a territory for yourself, that you're going to be so focused in your life that you'll never be like, you were never focused like so much in your entire life ever. Like, that's how focused you're going to be. All right. And procrastination is just a bad dream for you. That's it. Cool. Thanks for learning. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.